Hi, this is Matthew. How are we doing? Um, I've created this video so that I can update you guys a little bit more on content for the website. We're building the second stage, so the more dynamic part, to let you create your own content for the website. So just to dive right into that, there's a change here on the website. Notice up here in the right hand corner there's a new button that is the login button, and that's bound to change, but depending on whether or not you want people to be able to see that, it could easily be put down in the footer where most people wouldn't see, so maybe you wouldn't get people that might try to register for the website that aren't supposed to. But I can program that later. It's as simple as moving a link down there. But if you go ahead and click login, you're prompted with an email address and a password. So the password you have to make, it has to be a minimum of 8 characters. Have a special character like an @ symbol or a $sign or exclamation point, or as well as a number. So just to make that aware to you, I'm going to go ahead and register a new account so that you can go with me throughout this process and it can make a little more sense. So notice here we get to the register a new account page, and when we launch the website, all of you guys that are going to be part of the site administration can go ahead and do this. We'll put in a first name, so I'll go by the name of Jacob. Last name Meyer. And so Jacob m@gmail. Password, I'm just going to do a generic password that I don't recommend anyone use this password, but since the website isn't up on the internet yet, it's all on my local machine running so that I can get it running first on my machine, and then I'll upload it to the internet and it will replace or basically go on top of the old website. So I've got the password. Also, there's this permission code, so depending on whether or not you want everyone and their dog to register for the website, I added in a permission code, which basically lets everyone in your organization can know it, but it allows you to register an account. And this is all that it is right now, and it's bound to change. So I can either create the account or I can clear my information out of there. Create an account. Thanks for registering, Jacob. Please log in. So I'll go ahead and take the credentials that I created earlier. If I go ahead and log in, you'll see right where, up in the right hand corner where we had the login button, we have a logout Jacob. So it knows my name. And other than that, the website is pretty much just the same. I can go, I got some pictures here that aren't working, but we'll get those figured out. You can go browse things. But the reason that I can't do anything is because Jacob is just a standard account. He's not an administrator or moderator. So if I go back, log in, we're going to go ahead and log into the site administrator account, which I also created. Notice here we get taken to a new page. And up here in the right hand corner, once again, we see the logout and the first name, which is site. And this is just the account I made is site admin, the first and last name, to fulfill those credentials. But as you can kind of see, we're bombarded with a different user interface. We have a new toolbar called Tools that has site info, admin tab, and add an event, add an announcement, and add an article. Look down here, we have some actual admin tools, which is a separate toolbar from this toolbar that is exclusive to site administrators. Notice this tells you what are administrator resources. Here I can go ahead and look, and I can add article categories, which in a nutshell is adding more topics to the resources page. So we have a group of people that want to write a few, put up some information about maybe exclusively marijuana, we could add another. Why don't I go ahead and just do that, just to show you. So if I come down here, click Add Article Categories, and scroll down, I've got this little drop-down menu that comes down. You go ahead and delete this one. It's just a test. Then here we can go ahead and add create a marijuana tab. So it says marijuana article category was successfully created. We come over here to resources and notice that we have marijuana down here, and we can add articles to that. Now this is just one tool that's specifically exclusive to administrators. A second one is to administer site users. So here, currently right here on the first blue tab is Manage Users. These are all the people that have registered to the website, and they're all just test people accounts that I've made. But it gives you some basic information on them and a few buttons. So you can make this person, Bill Murphy, a moderator or an administrator. So we'll go back to our account of Jacob Meyer, and we'll go ahead and make Jacob a moderator. Notice you'll get this green bar when it's been successful. And if we go back and open up the site users tool again, come down here and find Jacob Meyer. He's now a moderator, and as a moderator, he has the ability to create articles, which are these pages. He also has the permission to create events and announcements, which are all of these things can be created up here in this toolbar. But say we don't want Jacob to do all those things, and we only want him to announce things. We can change his privileges by clicking no or yes based on what we want him to have. Save changes, and his privileges are changed. And he won't be able to add or delete or update any announcements or events. Articles or events. And his announcements, creating announcements is the only thing that he can do. So let's check that out to make sure it's legit. We'll log out of our site administrator and log back in. It's Jacob Meyer. And he gets taken to a new page where he is now, it declares kind of, alright, you're a moderator, here are some of your privileges, and all that he's able to create is an announcement. You can go to the site info page, this same administration page, or you can create an announcement, which is simply an announcement title. This is a test, and this is a test. Alright, and it says that this announcement was successfully completed. But I'm still working on the announcements and stuff. I've gotten the articles down. But anyways, you can kind of see how you'll have this functionality, being able to limit the privileges of moderators and upgrading users based on what you guys need. That way you can update content on your website. I'm going to go ahead and log back in as the site administrator. And show you a few more things. So as a site administrator, your privileges cannot be taken away, but you can be released by other administrators. For example, over here I have another test account. I just created you down here, Becky. But I can go ahead and release you as an administrator, even though that you are. That shouldn't say moderators. That should say administrators. So I've got to update that. Good thing I'm going through this. And basically, you can release yourself, or you can release another administrator. You can release as a moderator, or you can make a moderator an administrator. You have all these different options. So we're going to go ahead and release Jacob as a moderator. It says all privileges have been removed from Jacob Meyer. So we go back to site users. Jacob Meyer is back down here to being just a normal user. Now we can't delete user accounts, and that is because there will be special permission in place that will allow you to delete user accounts. The reason being, though, is when you create an article or anything in particular, that article is associated with you. So if you were to be deleted out, that article wouldn't have really any place in the database. So it's important that even though if someone is just a user and they can't do anything, articles are attached to them, and it still works out. So as you've probably seen, there's still quite a few kinks I've got to work out, but the basic interface is up and basic privileges and stuff. I'm planning on building a few tutorials for you guys, kind of to explain a little bit more how to update the website and such. And one of those reasons being is when you go in to create a new article, you can go ahead and pick whatever article category or topic you want to write on. You give it a title and a description. And then you begin writing your article, and this is really space you guys are free to use creatively. Inside of this box, you can write HTML. And I'm hoping to make an option where you can write it or not. However, there's no way to format this text unless you use HTML. Now we can go ahead and work some of the kinks out of this, but basically I'll be creating tutorials for you guys how to write some basic HTML so that you'll be able to just have an attractive article after you create it. And I guess I'll give you an example of that real quick without HTML. Test article. I'm not going to add in any Alright, so I'm going to create a new article under the prescribers. And it's going to give me a success if it was successful. If I come over here to resources, under prescribers I have this test article. It tells me when it was created. You can go ahead and click on that. And without any formatting, this is all that the text is. So I mean, it's not going to add in any spaces or anything. That's required for you guys to add in. So you guys are kind of going to be learning how to mark up your own or format your own text, which is that's the way we do it. We're going to have to be doing it, and I haven't been able to build all the tools that Facebook or email has built into them, but I will definitely do all I can to help train you guys on how to do it successfully so that you can still get articles that have titles, that look attractive, have links, all of the above. I realized that this video was pretty long, and I'm grateful that you were able to listen to it all the way through. I'll continue to give you some more pointers as time goes on, and please give me feedback. Thank you.